another reaction video, and what we have right now is Aespa with Next Level.
I'm on the next level, yeah. 절대적 룰을 지켜 내 손을 놓지 마라. 결속은 나의 무기. 광야로 걸어가 알아 내 home ground. 위협에 맞서서 제껴라 제껴라 제껴라. 상상도 못한 blackout 유혹은 깊고 진해. Too hot too hot. 잡은 손을 놓쳐 난 절대 포기 못해. I'm on the next level. 저 너머의 문을 열어. Next level. 널 결국엔 내가 부셔. Next level. 코스모에 탈 때까지 next level. 지켜라 지켜라 지켜라. 라라라라라 라라라라라 라라라라라. I see the new info. 적대적인 고난과 슬픔 널 덮어빈 진화시켜. That's my novice, it's my novice. You lead, we follow. 감정들을 배운다. Watch me while I make it out. Watch me while I work it out. Watch me while I make it out. Watch me while I work it out. Work it, work it, work it out. Drop novice calling. 절대로 뒤를 돌아보지 마라. 광야의 곁을 내지 마라. 약속이 깨지면 모두 걷혀볼 수 없게 돼. 언제부턴가 불어내지 않은 신호. 널 파괴하고 말 거야. We want it. Come on, show me the way. Go some more. Yeah, yeah. Black Mamba가 만들어낸 광각 quest. Aespa 아이로 분리시켜 먹길 원해. 중심을 잃고 목소리도 잃고 비난받고 사람들과 멀어지는 착각 속에 난 미술이 아이들을 불러봐. Aespa의 next level 포스를 열어봐. 이건 real world 깨어났어. We against the feeling. What's the name? Black Mamba. 결국 난 문을 열어. 그 빛은 내게 fire. Too hot too hot. I'm on the next level. 저 너머의 문을 열어. Next level. 널 결국엔 내가 부셔. Next level. 코스모에 달 때까지 next level. 제껴라 제껴라 제껴라. I'm on the next level. 더 강해져 자유롭게 next level. 난 광야의 내가 아냐. Next level. Yeah. 같은 나를 느껴. Next level. Check it out, check it out, check it out.
Oh, that was very, very cool. Yeah, that was oh man, visually I really liked sort of the different color palettes that were going on here. In terms of the girls video, although I understand that there's sort of a narrative flow, so there's a reason for that contrast there. Very good use of rhythms there was a sort of like a 90s type of vibe to it. Late 90s, let's say. You know, that main part, that main beat, almost like Mission Impossible, like, you know, like it's sort of like techno thriller kind of a vibe to it. And then the change ups too. The change ups were really cool. There was one, like, the first one is a real like funky shift, man. And then it goes into more of like a jazzy section that has some awesome vocals going on just all throughout. That was unexpected, but it was really a great contrast to the main sort of section. Yeah, let's see. I am the aspiring music professional. I have mentioned before I got my associate's degree in music in 2018, and I'm working on a music business degree currently. So what I'm doing is I'm surveying the sort of pop music landscape, because I was kind of detached from it for a long time, many years, going back before even going to school and all of that. So I'm trying to get a sense, an understanding of what's popular now. And so I started listening to this K-pop. I did my very first ever listen not too long ago, just a few days ago. But I gotta say, I'm glad that I listened to it, you know. One of the things, I'm creating a little playlist kind of all of the content that I react to, all of these videos. So of course it's a short playlist now, right? Because there's only a few songs on it. But I listen to them over and over again to keep me busy before, because otherwise I'll want to listen to the stuff that I'd rather wait to react to, you know. And so I will listen to this playlist as it's growing, and every time that I hear these songs again, like I hear things that are new to me that I didn't hear the last time that I listened to it, right? And the first listen, when I react to it, you know, it's just there's layers and layers of stuff that's there that I will be aware of, you know, the next time that I listen. Like when I listen to this later, it'll stand out to me a lot more. Part of that is because of the visual aspect of it. This one really looks awesome. I love all the animations that they do for this, because this looks like Overwatch or something. I mean, this is like, you know, a cinematic. Really cool use of color here, like in the I Can't Stop Me video from Twice. Sort of you know, they were kind of using set pieces and shifting color through the different color schemes in a similar manner. I thought it was a very good use of color. The girls look great. Also, they sound great. Okay, so let me give this one more listen through.
I'm on the next level, yeah. 절대적 룰을 지켜 내 손을 놓지 마라. 결속은 나의 무기. 광야로 걸어가 알아 내 홍보랑 위협에 맞서서 제껴라.
So very strong, like 4/4 groove here. What you notice in classical music, if you're in 4, the accent or the emphasis of the beat is going to be on the 1 and the 3, you know, so 1, 2, 3, 4. In popular music, what you often hear is that instead falls on the 2 and the 4. This is why you get a snare hit on 2 and 4, right? Because that puts the accent on those beats. I like this whole beat pattern and the rhythms here and the percussion, because it's not as busy as like the trap stuff. You know what I mean? Like that. It's just very saturated throughout the market. It's I don't mind it completely, or it's not terrible or whatever, but it's nice to hear a different type of pattern. Of course, you know what I mean. Like it just it's nice to get a contrast. And this song makes great. There's great contrast in this song, especially with the shifts and everything.
I'm on the next level. 저 너머의 문을 열어. Next level. 널 결국엔 내가 부셔. Next level. 코스모에 탈 때까지 next level. 지켜라 지켜라 지켜라. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I see the new info. 적대적인 고난과 슬픔. 널 덮아 진화시켜.
Even the vocal rhythm, okay, like the vocal rhythm for these parts, like the way it's laid back over this beat. Just nothing's like too busy in this section, and it's cool. It's really cool. Like this is a nice section, and then I think it's about to shift. It's gonna do like this really funky shift first, and this is awesome.
It's my novice, it's my novice. You lead, we follow. 감정들을 배운다. Watch me while I make it out. Watch me while I work it out. Watch me while I make it out. Watch me.
So you hear the straight 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And you hear that because there's a sort of an emphasis. Every beat hit gets that same hit over it. Ta 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 ta, right?
While I work it out. Work it, work it, work it out.
This is such a funky shift right here, but it's great vocals on this. And then this is such a good change up. Like it works. It just works. It's not it doesn't speed up too much. Like the tempo is a good counter to the sort of laid back groove of the main section. And it'd be, oh man, the chord shift changes. Those are the most interesting part of it. It feels like a change in key. Like it doesn't feel like we're in the same key that we started in at all. And some of that starts to happen when that first change up occurs. And now this feels like we've gone through two different sort of shifts in the key and in the meter also. So it's fun. It's fun. This was cool. I didn't see it coming. I didn't, they had me in the main section, and then, but it was a great change up. That was pretty awesome. And they get to lean into these vocals more on this part. Like the, like I said, in that main section, the rhythm is pretty laid back. It's kind of just riding the percussive groove that's going on. This is such a cool change up, and they really get to start like belting over this. Put some grit on it.
중심을 잃고 목소리도 잃고 비난받고 사람들과 멀어지는 착각 속에 나비수리 아이들을 불러봐 Aespa의 next level pulse를 열어봐 이건 real world 깨어났어 We against the feeling what's the name 불린 맘봐 결국 난 문을 열어 그 빛은 내게 fire Too hot too hot
Great use of reverb and delay on that section there, throughout the main sort of section here. But even this little ooey wee parts, like they've created that space, and you hear things sort of reverberate in particular directions as it's panned, as it's spaced out.
먼저 next level 저 너머의 문을 열어 next level 널 결국엔 내가 부셔 next level 코스모에 달 때까지 next level check it out check it out check it out I'm on the next level 더 강해져 자유롭게 next level 난 광야의 내가 아냐 next level yeah 같은 나를 느껴 next level check it out check it out check it out
I've noticed fairly consistently these songs will end like right on the beat. They don't, it's just like 3 4 off, which is I mean they don't seem to make them to where they fade out or do anything. They come to a very finite end, which is just I just noticed that they have that in common so far. That was pretty awesome. That was a bop, man. That was cool. I hear, because so far it's like, check out this track, it's 80s inspired, and the other Aespa track, for example, the girls one, like they have a sort of late 90s, maybe early 2000s vibe, because in that one there's a little sort of, I think, like pre-chorus part where there was some electric guitar sounds, some power chords in there. And that the way they're used, it sounds like very Linkin Park to me. Like I probably think I've heard it, those same chords, or at least that same interval, like how they're shifting steps in a Linkin Park recording. Like it sounds really close to that. Even the distortion on it, like it's engineered very close to that. And this one too, again with this whole like Mission Impossible type of vibe going on, but it sounded very late 90s to me, late 90s, early 2000s. And I was just mentioning the I Can't Stop Me one, the 80s inspired one. I think to me it sounds like the West has moved on to certain newer styles of production and newer sounds that they're a lot of it is deconstructive. This music, though, what they're doing is they're not really, I mean, it's the opposite of that. They're taking like the ideas behind certain production styles and songwriting styles that are established already, like they've been hits. Like 80s dance groove works because it worked before. The 90s stuff works because it has worked before, right? And they've really studied these styles of production and composition and songwriting. Because they just like to me it sounds more like closer to the truth. Not to say that it's inspired by something like that. It's these are more like how to do like I Can't Stop Me didn't really strike me as 80s inspired. Maybe that's because I remember a lot of the 80s and a lot of the 80s music. It sounds like, no, this is how you do an 80s dance hit. It's done like this, guys, like this, Um and this is, like, okay, how do you do like that late 90s, early 2000s, that millennia stuff? Remember that groove, like what was going on there? How do you do that? Well, this is how you do it. It's not so much inspired by it as an example of how it's properly done. In other words, I'm being complimentary to it because I missed this, like I missed this about Western music. It can be done, like it can be done, and sometimes Western artists will pull it off, I mean, they have the recordings, they have the tracks, they have all the production stuff. I mean, they can do it if they want to. They're just motivated to do things a little bit differently right now. But that's a little bit of a tangent. It's where my mind goes when I start to hear this new to me K-pop sound. Aespa, Next Level. I loved it. You know what I mean? Like, it was great. The girls, like I said before, every time I go back and listen to these tracks again, I start to hear more and more, and it's just another sign that it's good. Both the composition and the overall mix, like the production of it, they're good. They're really good. There's enough thought. This is it's such a polished product in the end, and that's a result of people going with an idea and saying, no, that doesn't work. Let's take the time to get that out of there, and then here's another idea. How does this fit? Does this fit better there? Okay, it does fit better there. Okay, well then we can work with that. And a very good understanding on the production side of how to create and fill that space between the left and the right, So Aespa, Next Level was a hit.